I've worked in the subway control system for the MTA for nearly 9 years now. Most of the job is exactly what you'd expect: staring at screens, logging signal changes, rerouting trains when there's an issue. The control room I'm assigned to is one of the older ones, located several stories beneath the Lower East Side. No windows, flickering fluorescents, the kind of place where time forgets you. They moved me onto night shifts a few months back. Budget cuts, I didn't mind. It's quiet down here after midnight. The rumble of trains becomes rhythmic. You get into a flow, monitor the boards, make sure the tracks are clear, listen to the radios, wait for the dawn shift to relieve you. But about 2 weeks ago, something started slipping. At first, it was small stuff. A red signal flickering to green for no reason, just for a second. A train ID blinking in on a track that should have been empty. Glitches, probably. Old software, ancient wiring. Then last Thursday, I saw something I can't explain. It was 3:17 a.m. Most lines were closed for overnight cleaning, but track 3 at Bowery Station was listed as active. That shouldn't have been possible. I triple-checked. There were no trains scheduled through Bowery after 2:45. Then I heard it, faint but unmistakable, the low mechanical squeal of brakes echoing through the room's overhead intercom. I thought maybe a maintenance train had gone off script. That happens. But when I called up the feed for that platform, the camera wouldn't load. Just black, not static, just black like the lens was covered. I pinged the camera, no response. Then the radio chirped. Not my main radio, not the digital one we use now. This was the old analog unit, mounted in the corner, which hasn't been in active use since I've been here. It crackled for a few seconds, then a voice. No greeting, no call sign, just a whisper. Last stop, all passengers must exit. I stared at it, frozen. That's the announcement conductors give when a train terminates service. The thing is, there hadn't been a conductor scheduled anywhere near Bowery for 40 minutes. And I was alone in the room. I logged it like I'm supposed to. Technical issue. Radio crosstalk. MTA loves when you put it in those terms. But the next night, it happened again. 3:14 a.m. Same platform. Same non-existent train. Only this time, the screen came on, and I saw it. A train pulled into the station, an old R16 model, long decommissioned, the kind they phased out back in the 80s. It looked pristine, like it had been polished. Even had the original TA logo instead of MTA. But the car was empty, no operator, no passengers. It stopped with mechanical precision. Doors slid open, stayed like that for 30 seconds. Then the lights inside flickered, and the camera cut out. A minute later, the analog radio crackled again. Step away from the doors. My hands were shaking. I didn't log it that night. The next day, I went digging through archives. I found an incident report from 1974. A train on the old EE line had gone missing during a late-night run. 6 passengers, 1 operator, 1 conductor. Vanished between Canal and Bowery. Declared a catastrophic electrical failure and quietly written off. Guess what kind of train it was? An R16. Last night I made a decision. I brought coffee. Stayed alert. Pulled up the Bowery feed an hour early. Sure enough, at 3:13 a.m., the signal registered. Track 3, occupied. The lights on the map flickered. Then the camera kicked in and the train pulled in again, exactly like before, except this time. One of the doors opened and someone stepped off. A man in a suit, disheveled, pale, looked around, confused. He wandered the platform like he'd just woken up from a dream. He walked to the edge, stared at the tunnel. And then he looked directly into the camera, straight at me, and smiled. I pulled the radio, called Central, told them we had a trespasser. They brushed it off, said Bowery was sealed. No one down there, no trains scheduled for another hour. But I kept watching. The man walked to the wall, placed his hand on a maintenance door, and vanished. Like he stepped into the concrete. It's 2:51 a.m. now. The system just pinged me. Track 3, Bowery, inbound. But this time the map shows 2 signals active, one labeled train, one labeled control, and the second one is right where I'm sitting.